First at 6 on FOX61, Connecticut's news station. It has been a year since Hamas attacked Israel and killed more than 1,000 people. Where the war efforts stand and the efforts to bring home the hostages.
New train routes are coming here to New London Station. You can now take a few more options throughout the day on Shoreline East. I'll have more on that coming up next.
Officers and community leaders are working to help keep people safe, one gun buyback at a time. We're going to have much more on their efforts next.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
6 o'clock. Good morning. Happy Monday. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. We're glad you're starting your new week off with us. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Symphony Privet. Let's get you straight over to meteorologist Matt Scott this morning, coming off a beautiful Sunday, Matt.
Yeah, beautiful weekend.
Beautiful weekend.
I mean, let's not leave Saturday out of the loop here. You know, Saturday's sitting there going, hey, I delivered too.
Saturday was gorgeous.
Right? Temperature's very warm. Lots of sunshine. I hope you made the most of the weekend. Now that we're back to work, some subtle changes today, first in the form of rain and then some cooler numbers taking over, but still overall seasonal numbers. And then the big story of the week is once again going to be in Florida. All eyes on Milton and a big hurricane for them later on this week. Satellite radar pictures got some clouds out there. A little bit of rain will start to tour up in Litchfield Hills, where we have some very light showers along 44 from Canaan down over into Cornwall, Washington Depot over into Sharon, down Route 7 to Kent. Take it down into lower Fairfield County, where we do have a couple of thunderstorms that are blossoming up right now off the Harbor Point area in Stamford down through Coscov, Riverside, and Greenwich. That's moving up this way. Some lighter showers for Bridgeport. We'll get that out of the way, and then things get much quieter as we go through the rest of the day and actually much of the week, I think. Our lucky 61 in Hartford, Chester. Look at New Haven at 68 degrees, so fairly warm. Your guidance has those morning showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms, maybe a little something holding on in the afternoon, but I'm not looking for much with that. School bus forecast 60 degrees now for the high schoolers. 71 later on is still above normal. See how long that lasts in the work week forecast coming up in just a few minutes. 6:02. Let's go to the roads right now on this Monday morning. We say hello to Rachel Piscatelli. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Matt. Hope you had a nice weekend.
I did, and you?
I had a lovely weekend. Good. Yeah, low key. It was great.
That's exactly the words I used.
Yeah,
low key.
Just enjoyed outside, sat outside, watched some football yesterday. It was great. Right now, we are following an issue on 91 this morning. Want to alert folks too. This is something that's been out there since about 4 o'clock. This is a vehicle fire out by exits 18 and 20. So we do know that 2 lanes are blocked this morning with it very slow, traffic slow to get by. At one point, this was a closure. So just imagine those delays as you continue on your travel. So give yourself some extra time or seek an alternative route altogether. As again, out by exits 18 through 20, we are dealing with that vehicle fire. New Haven to Hartford is 44 minutes. Travel speeds around 53 miles per hour. Symphony and Erica, good morning.
Rachel, good morning. Thank you. Well, today marks 1 year since Hamas militants launched their attack on Israel. Nearly 1,200 people were killed. 250 hostages were taken.
And as of this morning, more than 100 people are still being held hostage in Gaza. Israel has been at war with Hamas and its allies, Iran and Hezbollah, since the attack. Earlier this morning, protesters were seen outside of the Israeli prime minister's home in Jerusalem. Many are calling for the prime minister to do more to bring the hostages home. Hundreds of people gathered in New York City yesterday to mourn the lives lost on October 7th. They say action needs to be taken to bring more hostages home. The father of Eden Alexander, a 20-year-old Israeli-American still being held in captivity, says world leaders need to act with urgency.
These conditions, it's really tough to imagine how can anybody survive there. So they're all humanitarian and they need to be out. They need to be out now.
Since the Israel-Hamas war started, it's estimated the United States has spent nearly $18 billion on military aid to Israel. That is according to a report by Brown University's Cost of War project. It also says nearly $5 billion has been used to step up U.S. military operations in that region.
Well, this morning, there is still no timeline for when the rebuilding process could begin for people across Gaza. The war brought devastation and destruction to much of the region. An AP report says more than half of buildings in Gaza are partially damaged. A United Nations report estimates that about 90% of Gaza's population has been displaced. And here at home, the Jewish Federation of Greater Hartford is hosting a community memorial tonight. The organization says the goal of the event is to give the community a way to come together to remember those who have died and honor people still on the front lines. Governor Ned Lamont, Senator Richard Blumenthal, and local community members are set to speak at the event. And happening today, the Shoreline East train schedule is getting boost today as 4 new routes are being added to the lineup.
Yeah, the funding to secure those lines comes after a reduced service announcement back in March. We're checking in with Fox 61's Brooke Griffin, joining us live at the New London station with more this morning. Good morning, Brooke.
Hi, good morning to you. Well, we could see a few more people coming into the New London train station as 4 new lines have been added to this station, to and from this station, really. And that's going to go across the entire shoreline. You could go as far as Stamford and then, of course, catch a connecting train if you need to. But this is really going to help out some of those commuters that are coming to and from Connecticut. Now, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many of the shoreline train routes were cut for safety reasons and a lack of use as everyone really began working from home during that time. Many of those routes were never restored, and even as people headed back to work, they didn't come back. As recently as March, even more routes were cut due to the lack of funding for local rail transportation across the state. But now that's changing. State Senator Christine Cohen says she was able to snag $5 million in state funding, specifically to use for Shoreline East. There will be direct trains to Stamford and New Haven from New London, along with options to go back as well. Now, the westbound services include New London to Stamford starting at 5:45 in the morning and New London to New Haven at 9:05 p.m. So that's the 2 new ones for that. As far as eastbound, you can take New Haven to New London at 4:25 a.m. or New Haven to New London at 7:45. But they also had an existing train route from Stamford to New London at 4:10 p.m. if you need to come back as well. Leaders say this is a step in the right direction, although in order to bring back the original 2019 schedule of trains, Cohen tells us around $30 million more would be needed. But there also really isn't a demand for that right now, according to those state leaders. They said that they really need a lot more people to be taking those trains in order to really figure out the cost and if it makes sense for them to actually have that back. But if you do need to use the train, you can, of course, go to the ShorelineEast.com website. They always have the latest updated schedules there for you. You can check them out and buy tickets as well. Live in New London, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Alrighty, thank you, Brooke. We'll check back in with you later on this morning. 6:07 now. This morning we have learned a man is dead after a house caught fire in New Haven early yesterday morning. And we brought this to you as breaking news on the Sunday morning broadcast. We are told 10 people lived at this home on Elm Street. Firefighters got to the house just before 6:30 that morning as the fire burned through the 2nd and 3rd floors. First responders say they tried to save a man they found at the home, but it was too late. One firefighter was also hurt. But we're told they will be okay. No word yet on what may have sparked the fire.
Police officers in New Haven say one man is dead after he was shot during an argument. They say it happened on Friday night at the Bella Vista housing complex. That's on Eastern Street. Officers say they haven't found the shooter yet. Witnesses told police that the man who was killed was 56-year-old John Reynolds and that he was reportedly holding a machete at the time. Police say Reynolds was reportedly banging on apartment doors on an upper floor before the shooting. The state police inspector general is investigating after a Bridgeport police officer shot a man who had a knife. Officers say the man who was shot reportedly stabbed an officer. It happened early Saturday morning on Terry Place. Police say 45-year-old Huntley Jackson was the man who was shot. He is listed in critical condition at the hospital right now. The officer who was injured has since been released from the hospital. And to Bristol now, where a man died after the motorcycle that he was riding crashed with an SUV. It happened yesterday morning at about 11. Police tell us that Peter Speranza was rounding a curve on Mountain Road when he crashed. Speranza died at the scene. The 74-year-old driver of the SUV was checked at the hospital for minor injuries.
Police departments across the state participated in the 4th annual Keep Kids Safe Gun Buyback and Gun Safe Day over the weekend. And this includes the Hartford Police Department. The department accepted handguns, rifles, pistols, and assault weapons. Well, they exchanged Stop and Shop gift cards for the eligible working guns. 8 children are injured or killed by guns at home in the United States every day. This, according to the gun control advocacy group Brady's Campaign.
The people that have come in today have been really appreciative. We had a woman who came in, her husband passed away recently and left her with a couple firearms. We had an individual who came in that their parents passed away recently, left them with firearms. So I think this does show the need that people are looking for a way to get rid of unwanted firearms in their house.
Us as healthcare workers, we just care about our community, and that's our biggest part. You know, we don't want to see patients coming in with injuries related to firearms that can be prevented, and that's a really big part of what this event's about.
Saturday's event was sponsored by multiple state hospitals, gun control advocacy organizations, and police departments.